Let's get salty!
Hey everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and today we're not going to be the most positive positive guy in the Hearthstone world, the YouTube world, because, well, things have just gotten ridiculous. I'm a broken record with what we're going to talk about, but it's so frustrating. It should not be happening almost every patch, and we're going to go into it as a PSA again for you guys to know what game-breaking issues are going on in the game, as well as I'm going to call out Blizzard to improve your act. We're going to get into it anyways. On a more positive side of things, we did hit that 49,000 subscriber goal. We are climbing quickly to 50,000 subscribers on the road to 50K. If you haven't checked out my latest video from yesterday, this video, there'll be a link in the description below. Comment, like on that video, subscribe to the channel, and you'll be entered to win one of 3 golden mini sets. You get to pick whatever one you want. If we hit 50,000 subscribers, there will be one more giveaway. So hit that sub button while we're on the road to 50K. So what are we talking about today? Well, we've talked about this month after month after month after month. Bugs in Hearthstone, and not just trivial bugs, not like some visual bug like this card says whip on it now. This wild card, it says WIP on it. It's a work in progress. Well, I guess it's kind of symbolic for the Hearthstone client that it is still a giant work in progress. 8 years after its launch, it is running still, arguably worse than ever. I'm just gonna go into a list of bugs that you can be aware of when you're playing the game that can happen, and some are game breaking, some aren't as big a deal. There are more bugs now than there were from the prior patch, and the ones that were supposed to be resolved basically haven't been. So starting off, we have Nelly and Bran still crash the game. Even though it said in the patch notes it was resolved, nope, still breaks the game, still locks people out. So be well aware of that. If your opponent plays Bran and Nelly, the game will likely freeze, crash, and you need to restart your client, or else you are going to miss your turn and probably lose the game. The same is also true for Bran and Queen Azara, which also said in the patch notes it was fixed. It is not. It crashes the game. It'll lock you out. I don't know if it's every time, but there's a good chance if you or your opponent plays it, it will lock out the game. And I'm gonna say right out the gate, this is my biggest concern out of all this, is when the patch went live, right before it, they put out a known issues thing. They put out 2 things that they're like, oh, we're aware of these 2 issues that will be launching live with the patch. They will be resolved later. That means they tested this patch. They knew of things. So did they not test the things they were fixing? Like, I don't get how they could see these other issues coming up, but Bran and Nelly, Bran, Queen Azara, which were known issues beforehand, they obviously did something to try and fix it, still not fixed. I don't understand how this happens. I don't get it. It's very, very frustrating. But one cool thing they added was the whole frame rate option, right? Well, if you're on mobile, on certain mobile devices, you cannot actually pick the frame rate option. It's bugged because if you try and click it, it'll click the video resolution instead every single time. You can't set it to high. So if you're having that issue, again, they are aware of it, they're gonna fix it, but again, this seems like the most basic of things you would test on, like Android, you would test on iOS, you would test on multiple devices, you would pick this up. It's a brand new feature. Again, it's something you would think you'd do. It just, to me, seems like there's a lack of testing beforehand. You know, they're pushing things out and they're not doing their due diligence. It's more apparent every patch, because every patch doesn't fix the prior problems, it seems to just add more. But we're not even close to done yet. This is one of the first patches that outright broke cards. It outright broke cards. Some have been hotfixed already, like Cheesemonger has been fixed. That card stopped working, as well as Deck of Lunacy, but there are cards in the game that still don't work that couldn't even be hotfixed, like Call of the Grave and 9 Lives. They don't work. If you play them, you'll only get, I believe, the card in hand. You won't get the Death Rattle. It just doesn't work. How does this happen? And the crazy thing about this patch is it only was supposed to be an update for Battlegrounds and a Mercenaries event. Why are so many ladder things being implicated? Why are ladder cards straight up not working? And how many times can you think of a ladder card that stopped working from a patch? The only thing I can think of was when Tarantus went textless, and that took 2 months to fix. I guess there was also Jerry Rig and the whole Oasis card, the 6 mana card. It does happen, but those seemed a lot more niche, and probably Call the Grave is a standard card. Again, there's so many things falling through the crack. There was also the Mercenaries event crashing the game, which got hotfixed, but you could still go into the heroic bounty, I think Mina bounty, that can crash the game, lock you out. There's a workaround on it. Again, I'll link the known issues forum thing by Blizzard below to check it out. But yes, Mercenaries still crashing the game. The Mercenary Rexar portraits just outright disappeared. And I guess if you open a pack, you might be able to open a Mercenaries Rexar portrait and get one you already might have owned. So that sucks. They're aware of that. But again, how do these things happen? If you're playing with friends in BG's lobbies, your MMR gain is basically nil. You're going to gain maybe 10 at best. The MMR's all bugged if you're playing with friends, so that's another bug. Academic research in Duels is still bugged, still doesn't work, and there's some players that just can't access the game. They literally can't access it. They get like playful sprites thing, and that's it. They can't play. And that's a great experience. And yeah, that's the majority of the bugs. There's more than this. There's more than this, but those are the ones that at least I'm aware of, that I'm going to make you guys aware of. But the big point I'm going to make with, if you're going to have such garbage launches, and I know there's a staff that give a damn, that try, the QA team is probably really limited. They're obviously rushed. They're obviously work thin. They're obviously like, there's just no way this is a professional style of job. Other games I can't think of that literally break the game every single time they have any update. This is even like, it's a major update, right? The BG's update, but no ladder changes happen. No balance changes happen. Again, there was one Mercenaries event. It is time. It is absolutely time. I just tweeted this out. There needs to be, in the game itself, a known issues or a news update tab that can let players know of all the stuff going on. Like, why is there not, like, they could have the Heroic Brawliseums coming next week. Here's the prizes you can try and win. We have these known issues. There's these balance patches that happen. You can take a look. Pretty much every game already has this. Any like updated mobile like game that's updated constantly has a news tab, has like a mailbox that tells you these things. Pretty much all of them for years and years. It is by far way past the time that Hearthstone needs this in the game. It is more apparent than ever, so players know of these issues. They don't have to go angrily onto Twitter, onto social media, onto YouTube, onto this video, but more importantly, and this is probably going to happen a good amount, people just walk away. People can't play the game. They don't understand why. Screw it. I'm not going to play this stupid game anymore. It's broken. I'll install something else. I'll play a Runeterra. I'll play a Magic. I'll play literally anything else. They'll just walk away. It's unprofessional. It's shoddy. It's garbage. And for a game that looks and sounds amazing, it's one of the best produced games out there, in my opinion. It's just put together by the crappiest patchwork you've ever seen. And again, I'm not trying to crap on the team. I know they put their work into it, but something is wrong. Something is obviously wrong. And they even said this past year, now that Mercenaries is launched this year, was not about any new modes. It's about making like the framework, the game modes, like the actual client better. And it's just getting worse. Like, there are quality of life changes and those are great, but it doesn't matter when the remainder of the product is just not working. If the game is literally not working, when you play certain cards or certain cards don't work, or you try and play certain modes and you get soft locked, that is a broken, faulty product. And when you're paying, like I do, a ridiculous amount of money, I think we expect a little bit better than this, and at least communicated outside of like a forum post that almost nobody sees. I know they're communicating it in a way, but almost nobody sees that. So please, Blizzard, step up your game. This is getting to be ridiculous. And at the very least, like you're adding all these things to the client, just add a news updates tab, a known issues tab in the game, so everybody's in the know, not just people that are, you know, savvy social media users that can figure these things out. Let all your players know. I think they deserve the information, considering how often and how bad these patches are, and you know they're going to be bad because you already put out those messages. These are known issues. Let us know everything else, because you know it's going to be a shitstorm every single time. So at least communicate that. Anyways, that's my rant, and yeah, hopefully you guys are aware of these issues because of this video or other news you've heard of. And please, Blizzard, get your shit together. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day. Stay salty, my friends.